World War I began a century ago this year in Northern Europe. In over 4.5 years, it claimed the lives of 10 million soldiers and more than 100,000 Americans. And each year, we honor veterans of the 5 wars fought since then. But a Dallas physician and photographer has made new discoveries in the fields of France, beneath the trenches of the war to end wars. News 8's Byron Harris has more.
The gas warfare, the mass casualties, as many killed in one day as Americans died in both Iraq wars, and the trench warfare, where men were sapped of their will to live as well as their will to fight. What's less known is what happened below the trenches.
While World War I was a trench war, it was also a war of underground cities.
For the past 4 years, Jeff Gusky, a Dallas physician and photographer, has been combing more than 200 underground quarries in northern France. Most are on private property and were scraped out of rock hundreds of years ago. While World War I raged in the trenches above, in between battles, tens of thousands of men of all armies lived in the caves below.
They quickly adapted these places to become underground cities with the technology of the day. Rail, telephones, electric lights and power stations, hospitals, food systems, plumbing. There are even street signs. They were that big and that complex.
If art is a voice, the men of World War I are still speaking to us. In the stone carvings they left in the caves Gusky has explored.
What you see is the way that modern people hold on to their humanness at a time when the world is becoming terribly inhuman and incomprehensible.
A friend, a best friend, an eagle.
You find chapels and synagogues and theaters. It's a remarkable capsule of frozen in time.
Merciful Heart of Jesus, have mercy. Memorialize their dead. The 101st Roll of Honor. John B. Shanahan, Jonah Mera, John Shaughnessy. Auto Rifle Squad, Corporal J.P. Knox, March 1918, Wallingford, Connecticut.
I can feel the presence of these guys when you see their streets listed and when you see notes to loved ones.
1st Platoon, Lieutenant Fred H. Jones, Boston, Massachusetts.
There's one that comes to mind, which is a profile of an American face, and where the brain is an American flag, and there's a tear under the eye. He's missing home.
116,000 Americans never made it home. Gusky found a private gravesite containing more than 7,000 soldiers of all armies on private property in northern France.
You see the scale of killing that has just manifested itself in different ways throughout the 20th century and through today. It's the inhuman scale where the meaning of life doesn't matter.
What we may have forgotten, the land still remembers. Byron Harris, Channel 8 News.